I started with Donkey Kong, where actually he was the villain and you had to save the princess from him. And I thought it was interesting because he was the villain. So that was one of my favorites to play on it. And then even though it was kind of a cheesy game, I liked Pong and the original PlayStation. And it was Resident Evil. And so I was suggested to try Resident Evil. So I played Resident Evil and I found out it had zombies and stuff in it. I also found it interesting with the puzzles that you got to do. It had a great story, great set of characters. The graphics for back then was really good. But now looking back, not very good, but it was one of my favorites and I still play them. And actually, I mostly play horror games now. I do play other games, but I play things like The Evil Within. I play other Resident Evil still. I'm still addicted to those. I've gotten better with games, especially with puzzle games. Overall, made me a much better gamer, and it definitely made me love video games. So I've always had a love for it. It's on the video game rating system, was back, well, I thought it was a pretty good idea back when Hillary made it a thing, because it was a bit too easy to get a hold of, kind of not for kid rating games, so it was a good idea. So when Hillary put that in place, I did think it was a good idea. Well, exclusivities is one of the biggest. I love exclusive games that only come out on console versus PC. And then you got your graphics. Of course, PC is going to have the better graphics with anything. Consoles, they can't really be upgraded as far as like PC can, so that's that as well. I love all of them. I love PC gaming, I love console gaming, and definitely speeds too, I'd have to say. The speeds are definitely. Seeing VR for the first time was amazing. It was something I wasn't familiar with. I knew of it, but it was just, it wasn't what I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be basically just boring or something, but no, it's like you're really there. So it was incredible. But the manor was a really cool one because you actually have different ways you can go through it, and it's kind of intense. Also, Face Your Fears is another good one on it. Face Your Fears 2. It definitely puts you through the challenges, and I love it. Face Your Fears 2 is probably one of the creepiest, I'd have to say. And that's because of the heights. I really hate heights. I'd have to say Face Your Fears 2 is my favorite because it forces you to face things that you're typically afraid of in like everyday, like rats, spiders, heights. And it manipulates that into like different ways into the game. And you have to get through these challenges in the game and puzzles. And they add puzzles, so puzzles is another thing I like doing. So it makes it that much more fun for me. It has many different cameras to track your movement, 2 different controllers, and these are how you move, which you can actually use your fingers to move around. And whatever you're doing, your fingers in the game actually do move with you. Also, I'd like to mention is the Quest 2's finger tracking is really cool. However you move your fingers is how it's moved in game. I definitely want to play the newer one. Definitely makes me off balance when first getting into it. After playing it for so long, I don't experience that no more. And at first, because you're in a wide open space, I was kind of freaked out when first into it. So I would have to like keep my eyes closed for a little while until I adjusted to the environment. If you have issues with motion sickness, you might have a little issue. Be careful if you have experiences with motion sickness.